No Jumper, coolest podcast in the world, and I'm here with my man Dax. How you feeling, Dax?
You know what time it is, eh? I got it. You know what I gotta do.
What you gotta do?
Man, it's your boy Dax, and we back at it like a bad habit. If you want something better, go grab it. And today, baby, you sick motherfucker, we finna make a big play. Come on.
You're better at that than I am, for sure.
Oh yeah,
you should be on the radio.
Man. That's my thing.
Wow,
it's gonna make me millions one day.
So how you feeling? You had a little bit of a eventful weekend. A lot of news outlets posted you that had never posted you before.
Man, it was crazy. A lot of people who I'd been trying to, talk to for a long time posted me about, whatever that situation was. And I mean, it is what it is, but yeah.
Okay, so let's go back in time to you are just going on Twitter and you see the Tory Lanez tweet that says basically that he wants smoke. He wants to battle people.
Yeah, I thought it was dope, man. I was like, that's what, competitive rap, and I've always wanted to be involved in that. I'd seen a bunch of people make diss tracks. I seen like some of, even in the past, I saw my boy Jag make one. Just a bunch of people. Then I saw obviously the battle between him and Joyner.
Well, that was fun. The thing with Don Q was, I mean, to me, kind of one-sided, but that was fun.
Yeah, it's fun, all fun.
Yeah, and so you were like, fuck it, I'm going to jump in on this.
Yeah, I thought it'd be dope, just a challenge, I'm an upcoming rapper, so I love nice little challenge. Okay.
And so then did he reach out to you once you...
Yeah, initially, yeah. Because I think, I got a crazy fan base, you know what I mean? So they get wild. So as soon as I said I was doing it, they went and told him, all that type of stuff. So
right.
He reached out to me.
And said basically,
like he wasn't in the mood, but he's like, basically, if you say the wrong thing, then, it'll end in more than, diss tracks. And I was like, okay, well, mine's not even personal like that. I don't really mention anything out of the hand. So I was like, we cool.
Right. And so...
And I asked him, I generally asked him in the DM, I was like, if you really don't want me to post it, like, let me know.
Right.
But he just left me on scene.
And like from my perspective, typically when you do like a diss track, there might be a couple of lines for the person, but for the most part, you use it as like a lyrical exercise to
for me, it's like a
show what you're into.
Exactly, show what I'm doing. I mean, I always look at diss tracks like a double way. It's okay, let me speak on that a little bit, and then also show my lyrical ability.
But you diss like a bunch of people that you clearly, when I interviewed you like a month ago, you made it clear like I don't have a problem with KSI. It was an opportunity.
I have no problem with anybody I diss. I mean, that's not the type of person I am. I don't waste time to hate people. I don't waste time to think about that. There's so many more other things in the world that are more serious. It's all just for the sport.
So were you thinking about that when you made the actual diss track?
Thinking about
the fact that he had told you like there's certain things that you shouldn't mention because then shit could get crazy?
Yeah, and I was like, okay, mine's not even like that, so it didn't even,
What do you think he was talking about?
I don't know. I felt like maybe because he thought since I was from Canada that maybe I knew some like undercover. Wow. But I was just like, nah, it's not like that.
Maybe that's why he didn't have a sense of humor about it with you, is just because he feels like, it's like if a guy from your block has something to say about you, then that's a lot more serious. And given that you guys are both Canadians, even though realistically it's like gigantic country and you guys are not from anywhere near each other.
Like I tell people at the end of the day, it wasn't that serious. Obviously it escalated to what it shouldn't have, but at the end of the day, I don't hold no grudges. I'm not mad at anybody. We don't got time for that. I think what happened. I'm happy it ended the way it did.
Okay, but so tell us about, what was it, Friday or Saturday? Did you have any idea that there might be drama unfolding when you went to the show?
No, I had no idea. I performed at Viper Room. I really had no idea. I went there with my roommate and his girlfriend.
Right.
And so I was opening up for, I think, Ashley all day. She dropped something.
Right. I seen her tweet about it saying,
did she really?
She tweeted like, holy shit, Tory Lanez just came and fought one of the openers at my show. What the fuck?
Wow. That's crazy. Shit. So she said it. Damn it.
Yeah. I interviewed her years ago.
Oh, wow.
Shout out to her.
Someone told me she was like that. She's like, they've known her. She's been at it for a while.
Yeah. She's been doing it for a long time. She messes with the bass god. He's like been instrumental in her career at some point. I don't know. She's still cool.
He's a legend.
Oh, the biggest legend. Yeah.
Man. Wow.
Shout out to the bass god. So, okay, you perform at the show.
I do.
And then what happens?
Oh, man, so I perform at the show, and then I just remember, like, talking to, like, Dice Soho, and all of a sudden just, like, boom, I get hit. And I'm just like, shit, what the fuck's going on?
While you're still inside the show.
Yeah, while I'm still inside there. Like her tweet, she already said it, boom. So I'm started getting hit. I'm like, damn, I'm on fire. So I'm, like, looking. I just see a bunch of, like, big-ass niggas. So I start backing up, and now I'm, like, swinging, like, pushing. And then I get up and I get out. Like, God's grace, I got out.
Right.
Yeah.
And so then what happens once you're outside?
Then I sprint, and then motherfuckers chase me, and then people know the rest of the story.
And so you had no idea that this was Tory Lanez's goons running up on you?
honestly, I don't know who. I didn't see no faces when I got jumped inside there, so I don't know who did it.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I'm not gonna speak on shit.
But is that the first thing that your brain went to? Is like, this must have been Tory's people?
No, that wasn't my first thought, because I was like, yo, it's Grammy week, and I just did like a little 15-minute set. I didn't even really advertise it. I put it in my story, but I was like, in my head, I was like, there's no way I'm about to show up to the show with like my roommate and his girlfriend, and I'm about to get, motherfuckers try to kill me, so beat me up. So
this whole little situation happens, and then all of a sudden, what? Like, does the SUV or whatever with Tory just creep up on you, and then that's where the video starts that we see, or what happens?
So like, I go, boom, I turn the Warner, whoop, whoop, and then skirt, thing pulls up. Now I'm running, boom, 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 boom. Dudes run after me, boom, boom, boom. I'm on the floor at one point. I'm like, oh shit. I'm on the floor, and I'm like, yo, this is not that serious. I calmed down like crazy, and then like everyone else calmed down, cause like I calmed down so much that I felt like they calmed down.
You actually said this is not that serious?
Yeah, I was like, dog, over a diss track. And like everyone calmed down, like super calmed down after I was just like that. Cause I'm not a fighter. Like, you know what I mean? I defended myself inside the club and got out, but I'm not here to like, I'm not gonna fight as this many dudes as one person, you know what I mean? So I'm there on the floor. I'm just like, dog, over a diss track. And then they were like, they sort of calmed down too. And then boom, boom, some other stuff happened. Boom, they leave, then come back and get the video.
Really?
Yeah.
So what was your feeling though when that video started? Did Tory say anything off camera?
He was just like, come here. Dax, come here, Dax. Well, this shit's not gonna be over, like he said on the video.
Right.
And I was at this point, I was like, fuck. I was like, dog. I was like, bro, I'm trying to go home, bro. He's like, Dax, come here. I'm like, dog, bro, I'm hungry, dog.
Yeah.
And then I walked to the car, and that's when you see me on the car, like tired as shit, just like fuck.
Right.
Yeah.
And so, what was going through your head when he was like telling you to apologize? Because that must
this
have
is
felt
what
like
was going through my head. And
obviously, you're not really sorry, so that's the first important thing.
This is what's going through my head. I've always told myself, like, I'm never gonna let social media make me make dumb decisions. You know, I had done getting hit in the club. I had already sprinted a half fucking marathon. So I'm like, yo, I'm tired. I'm trying to go home, eat, and Tinder swipe, G. You know what I mean? So I'm there. I'm just like, man, shit. Okay. The world wants me to be a big dude and be like, nah, fuck you. But I'll be like, you know what? I got to go home to my family and shit. I'm like, all right, bro. My bad. Say sorry. All right, bro. Sorry. And then the shit was over.
Right.
And I encourage anybody in that situation to do the same thing. I'm going to teach my son the same thing, because at the end of the day, man, social media is convincing too many people to act tough when they don't need to. And the same people that are telling you to act tough are the same people who will be saying RIP and that, oh, he should have just let it go.
Right.
So I always tell people, man, never get confused by social media. So I just did what I had to do, got out of the situation, and we cool now. I have no grudges. I hope he doesn't. Just, man, it's all love.
What do you think about his handling of the situation, though? Because from my perspective, it's like, I think just because of the space that Tory has put himself in, where he's doing these diss tracks and where he's, you know, having fun with it and stuff, it just doesn't feel sporting to me to then turn it into violence.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to speak on for me because I'm just such like, I'm a non-holding grudge type dude. So literally as soon as that car pulled off and it was done, I was done with it.
That's another reason why I think it was kind of fucked up, is because nobody's looking at Dax like Dax is some killer that's putting himself out there with guns. And there's a million rappers who take photos with guns. You don't do that. It's just, you make it pretty clear. Like, I'm a rapper and I'm not putting myself out here as some crazy gangster. I don't rap about that stuff. That's
not my MO, man. I started off as a spoken word poet. Used to do motivational speaking in schools and shit like that. So it's a totally different, like, just realm I feel like I'm in. But yeah, I'm just, honestly, I'm thankful that it didn't go as far as sometimes those situations go. I'm thankful that, you know, they didn't take it further. I'm thankful that I didn't take it further. I'm thankful that it was able to be put out to the world and people can see that you can still be a dope ass rapper and do whatever the fuck you want to do, but you don't got to be this nigga that social media wants you to be. And they want me to be that. They want me to be that. Oh, nah, nigga, fuck you. They want me to be that. And then all of a sudden I'm getting my ass beat on camera and now they're still laughing at me. But, you know, so I choose not to be that person. I choose not to succumb to any social pressure, and I choose to, you know, do the right thing.
You know, it was crazy because when I saw that video of you, just a few hours earlier, I'd been hanging out with another rapper, and he's much more of like a gangster rapper. He's like 17 or whatever. And we had been talking about a different situation in which a rapper got robbed and his chain took and stuff. And the rapper was saying to me, he was just doing this whole rant of like, you know, when you're 16, 17, like, nah, ain't nobody taking my jewelry. If somebody came, put the pistol to me, I'm ready to die before I give up my chain, blah, blah, blah. And I was sitting there thinking like, I might have said some dumb shit like that when I was 16 too.
Yeah.
But now I'm 35, and realistically, if I was in that exact situation you're in, I would be like, my bad.
Exactly. And like I was just telling Brittany this. I was like, you know what? I watch a lot of like older men. You know what I mean? Like even now I watch Diddy, I watch Jay-Z, I watch all these guys, and they're all about bringing peace, you know, bringing the community together. And I've always told myself, I'm not going to wait until I'm 40 to calm down.
I like that.
You know, like, why can't I be this nigga now? So, you know, like, I have no ill harm to anybody. What happened. It's a good learning lesson for a lot of upcoming rappers, I think. I feel like that is a revolutionary thing to happen to hip-hop. What happened? A motherfucker apologized to a nigga for a diss track. That's some legendary shit.
But I mean, the way the situation's playing out, I think that, you know, yeah, you do have some percentage of people or whatever that are acting like you're a bitch or whatever for that. But I feel like you almost have more people who are acting like the situation doesn't seem right to them. They just think it was kind of silly how it played out. Yeah,
because anyone who has half a brain and saw the video obviously knows that wasn't the whole situation. My chains are gone. I'm sitting there breathing. Like, there's obviously more to it. So the 2% of people who are telling me that I'm a bitch probably have never even been in a fight before. Probably have never even thrown a punch.
Right.
And probably would have shit themselves in that situation. So I just, I don't pay attention to all the fluff.
And the whole silly thing about it too is that if you were some dude who's rolling around with a gun, or you were some dude that needed 10 of his friends to go to a show or whatever, it's like then you maybe would have had a better chance of avoiding that. But like myself personally, I go to rap shows all the time, me and like one or two of my friends, and it's like I'm definitely in a position where somebody could try to punk me, try to do whatever. But it's like at the end of the day, are you so worried about somebody clowning you or somebody getting the best of you in a situation like that you're then going to move completely differently just because of the tiny chance that somebody's going to try to make an example out of you or whatever?
Yeah, I mean, obviously I gotta, I can't just move like that anymore. You know what I mean? Show up to a show with my roommate and his girlfriend. But
definitely something to think about for sure.
Yeah, definitely something to think about.
There's a degree of just being responsible about your own safety versus like just living your whole life in this completely oppressive fashion. You know?
But I thought about this too. I was like, you know what? If I probably had a bunch of dudes on me, that situation could have ended a lot worse. Because now it's just a big ass brawl.
Yeah.
And now other people are getting hurt, and you don't know if people have weapons. You don't know what happened. So I'm like, you know what? God really, I feel like, made that happen for a reason. And I think it was not only, and like for something like that to go viral.
Right.
You know what I mean? I saw shit on everywhere. So it's like, I really think it was put there for a reason. And I'm really embracing being an advocate for being that nigga who is like, okay, I said sorry, but I'm still that nigga though. And I still make dope ass music, one of the best rappers out lyrically. And I feel like music making wise anyway. So I still feel like you can be that, but you don't got to be like what social media wants you to be. And I refuse to let, them do that to me.
Honestly, like I've seen a bunch of different situations over the past couple of years that I feel like have started to change the way that people think about a video of somebody taking an L. Like the biggest example to me was when X got knocked out on stage, and it was just like, I can imagine a situation 10, 15 years ago where just not getting knocked out on stage was that's the end of your career. Like nobody's going to fuck with you after that because it would have been such a big deal having a video like that out there. That shit happened to X, and it was totally obvious that it was like a completely unfair sucker punch while he was in the middle of really singing this like deep song or whatever. And I never felt like anybody like really, maybe you saw comments of people fucking making fun of him or whatever, but it never felt like that affected his standings at all.
Yeah.
Whereas I think in previous generations of rap, it definitely might have. I feel like there's so much, we have access to such information that we just don't think of rappers as superheroes the same way as we used to. And I agree that it's kind of like a good teaching moment in a sense, because you get to sit out here and be like, yo, I'm a man. I'm like a humble man that cares about things aside from acting tough. Yeah,
exactly. That stuff's all fake. I was talking about, it's like this. It's like, if that camera wasn't there, let's say that camera wasn't there and I wasn't on camera. No one would have known.
Yeah.
It's only be word of mouth. The only reason that situation is looked at differently is because now social media is here and it's put on camera. So I always tell myself, like, I'm not going to act different just because a camera's on me. It's like, some people might be like, oh, this or that. But at the end of the day, my mom calls me because she heard about the situation through the grapevine. First thing she says to me, she's like, let's pray for him. When my car got like burnt down, she's like, oh, well, it was supposed to happen. Let's get you a new car. So it's like, coming from a lady like that, let's say I would have fought him, all some dumb shit happens. Now she's crying. So I'm just always just like put things in perspective. You know what I mean? It's like that situation didn't need to go any further than it did. And that's why, honestly, I still fuck with Tory. And I love that nigga's music. We went back to the club and his music was playing. I still bopped my head. I forget what song it was. I think it was that new one with T-Pain or some shit like that. But it's like I have no ill will towards him, man, because at the end of the day, I'm happy it didn't go further than it did. And they did just drive off.
Yeah. Because, I mean, I would like to hear his side on why he felt like that was an appropriate response, because it seems like such an outsized response to me.
That'd be an interesting conversation.
I mean, if he's smart, he probably won't acknowledge it.
Yeah,
I guess he's really not scared of a lawsuit because he put that video out there.
Oh yeah, I wouldn't even do it. It's not, to me. It's just not that serious. You know, like it just is to me. It's a great story. It's a comical little story that I'll be telling my kids when I'm 80. Not my kids, probably my grandkids, but
right. Yeah, I mean, so do you see it? I feel like you're the type of person where anything that happens in your life is potential fodder for making a new viral hit. Does this stand out to you as that, or how do
you know
look
what's
at it?
crazy? I got this song called All Night Long where I go, Tory Lanez in my line, you an animal. And I say that in the song. So it's like crazy that I actually got to like meet him and shit like that. You know what I mean? I was like, damn, I spoke that shit into existence for real.
Right.
So just like, and then I got this one song called No Cap. Like, see me in the street, ain't mad action. Nigga wanna be, put it in the caption. So it's like, it's funny how like, you know, that shit like, I really do believe whatever you say in your songs, and because like we as artists listen to our songs so much, and like repetition is such a powerful thing, and like speaking your mind to existence. Like if I listen to a song that I just make 100 times and I'm always singing those lyrics, there's more likely that shit's gonna happen.
Right.
So that's why I always tell artists, man, be careful what you put in your songs.
And a lot of times people don't get that these days because the way we listen to music has changed so much, in the sense that, you know, the other day my fucking my Wi-Fi was out. So I listened to the Future Purple Rain mixtape like 10 times over the course of like 2 days, because I couldn't play music otherwise. And I was just like, man, like this is just such a weird experience for me to be listening to a mixtape from like 3-4 years ago. Wow. And I'm listening to it 10 times.
10
and I've already listened to it fucking 30 times when it came out or whatever. You never go back to people's catalogs. You never listen to something over and over and over. But rappers do that with their own music. And
that's why it's so dangerous. That's why I be telling people every single thing I've ever said in my songs about manifesting and things I'm going to do comes true. Because I listen to it so much. So it's now in my mind for it to like, that's why people always like, yo, why is this nigga always talking about how he's a fucking janitor and he came up from that shit? I said, because I know the power of me listening to that song over and over again. And whatever I say in that song is going to happen. So I'm gonna use the janitor shit for the next 50 to 100 songs. Because I'm not going back there. So it's like, you gotta keep speaking it. And once you start forgetting that shit and you start changing your music, your life changes with your music.
Definitely.
So it's like, I'm just aware of all that shit.
It's funny too, though, because I'm sure that exactly 0% of your 1 million YouTube subscribers give a shit about this. Or they might give a shit. They might be concerned, but they're not hating, you know?
But I always I like to say this shit because it's like, I know a lot of them are wondering how I've done what I've done. So I always like to make sure I give those little tidbits like, this is how Dax thinks. And this is how Dax has created this, you know, inconceivable fucking motherfuckers on No Jumper. God damn it. So it's like
multiple times in a relatively short period of time.
Short, you know what I mean? So it's like I try to tell them how this shit happened. It's like nothing's by accident. So yeah, man.
Yeah, I mean, anyone, for the record, anybody who doesn't know that much about Dax and is just paying attention to this scenario, aside from his music, if you were to go check out his interview that we did very recently, it's also a very good guide.
Thank you.
Yeah. So what else you got going on in your life? I know it's probably not too much has changed over the course of the past few weeks, but
yeah, no, not too much has changed, man. A lot of great things have been happening to me music wise. I've really taken a great step into like this mainstream, you know, music, and it's a slow process, but it's a great process. And what I've really learned the most is just like this whole social media thing. You know, is really a crazy just world, and it's hard for an artist because they're pushing artists to be this way so much, and it's like you don't have to be, but it's like all these people that are pushing you to be this way are the same ones who are going to be telling you stupid for being that way when shit fucks up.
Right. You're talking about like sort of music industry people telling you that
not necessarily music industry people, just like you go on my post, look at all the kids who are like, oh, you should have done this, done that. You know what I mean? It's like they're pushing like this narrative that you need to be this. And that's like fucking so many people up, you know? So it's just like dealing with that has been such a cool experience because I've always been on the outside like, yo, this is what's happening to all these niggas. Now I'm that nigga it's trying to happen too. And it's like, I think like that's what people call selling your soul. It's like these pressures that they're putting on you and they don't even know they're the ones doing it.
Right.
And they're telling you not to sell your soul, but they're putting these pressures on you.
That's the hardest thing is for you to like stay so confident in who you are and true to yourself enough that you're able to to navigate these seas without losing part of yourself.
Exactly. And that's been such an interesting process for me, man, just trying to stay the way I am. So, but it's been enjoyable though.
Yeah. You know, it is crazy when there's a lot of times when things happen to other people and you're observing it from the outside and then it eventually happens to you. And it's like you've observed it happen so many times that you have a completely different perspective on it.
Exactly.
Like in the sense that I remember at times seeing people lose followers on Twitter or Instagram and thinking like, damn, that's crazy. And then it finally happened to me for like a period of time.
Yeah.
And I was just like, oh, like that's, it didn't hurt me. It just was like, oh, now I'm navigating that same shit that I've like watched other people go through, you know?
Exactly. And I just always tell people, man, I tell myself, I'm not a hashtag. So I've seen shit happen to a bunch of different people. I say, Dax is not a motherfucking hashtag. You know, I'm not gonna let you people behind a little screen convince me to do some dumb shit. You know, so
do you feel like there's pressure for you to come really extra hard with your next song just because it probably will get a certain degree of more attention?
Oh, the next song is hard. I got this song called My Last Words. It's been made for a while now, and it's crazy. I don't think I mean, I don't put the pressure on myself, but I think it's dope that people put that pressure on me because I think I have the ability to achieve that goal.
You got to put the pressure on everybody who posted about the fight situation needs to fucking post your new music.
Oh, yeah, for
sure. Those are the
man.
rules.
It's crazy. I've had so many people reach out to me, so many mothers, so many fathers being like, yo, what you did in that situation, like, could you come speak to our school and talk to these youth kids about like how to act in situations like that because they're placed in them every day. Like, cause I used to do motivational speaking like back in Wichita, Kansas. And the first thing I'd always ask like these little niggas when I'd go to like these Wichita schools is be like, who are you flexing for? Like
a bunch of broke motherfuckers.
Yeah, who is it you're flexing for? Who is it that you're standing up and showing that you're a man for? You know, and they always ask themselves like, damn, it's really for these motherfuckers who don't even like pay my bills or care for me anyways. Probably won't even be at the funeral. Yeah. So it's like I love to be put in the situation that with this happening, being able to show people like, damn, this is what I would do and I did it. So I'm happy with this situation. God is good.
No, definitely. I mean, yeah, it's crazy to think about, but that's definitely true. Like, yeah, blowing my mind.
Thank you, sir.
What else you got going on coming up?
Oh man, I'll tell you. I want to say one thing. I'm really happy to be here, man.
Really?
I really love coming here. It's my second time.
Oh, I appreciate
my goal
that.
is to come here at least throughout my career 10 to 15 times.
10 to 15 times. I mean, I'm certainly down because I love doing like a real in-depth hour and a half whatever interview, but then also like just getting to have people pop in and like update us on certain things. Love that too. That's super fun.
So yeah, man, what else is going on with Dax, man? Let me talk to the people. What's going on with Dax? Dax is really just enjoying. Man, being an upcoming music artist is the most interesting job in the world. Really? I get the most interesting and obscene text messages, calls, DMs, videos sent to me where I'm just like, man, people are really thinking this shit.
Right.
So it's the most interesting job. And to watch how, because it's not me changing, it's the people around me changing. But it's like they're telling me, oh, you're changing. But I'm really just like, no, y'all are changing.
Really?
So it's so like interesting, you know? It's like, wow.
That's very interesting. In what way, though? Do you think that they think that you're changing?
They think I'm changing in the terms of that, like, oh, man, you don't talk to me like you used to. Oh, man, I see. Oh, your ego's getting inflated. Oh, man, your music's changing.
Do you think you're in any way blind to the changes that are occurring within yourself, or do you think that they're just confused?
I mean, I try to always look at myself from like a third person party, like, you know, a guy sitting on the bleachers. What would he think of Dax? And I think there has been moments where I've slipped up because I'm human. You know what I mean? There's definitely been some bad moments, you know?
Right.
But I've recovered because I'm human. You know what I mean? So, but I think like a lot of the times I feel like the people around me are changing, and it's sort of like hurt. You know, I've had a lot of people who I don't deal with anymore. Right. You know what I mean? Because like just things change. So
I mean, if you're lucky enough to stay the same, then everybody's going to change for sure, because everybody starts expecting different things, and like you always have to keep in mind that their desires are different over time too. That like they might have been happy being somebody who's just kind of along for the ride, and then over time people start to feel like they want to have a more, you know, established role in whatever they're doing in life and shit. Yeah. Yeah. And that's why when you see a rapper and they've been in the game for 10 years and they still got their OG homie around them, like one guy, two guys or whatever, it is so rare and it really stands out.
Wow.
You know?
Yeah.
Like, I remember one time Joe Budden, before he had his whole like renaissance where he came back in the game as a podcaster or whatever, at a certain point he went and did like this New York rap radio show. And then afterwards I saw Peter Rosenberg, and he was like, because it went very badly. It's actually really good to watch if you actually want to catch up on it. But he was basically like, Peter Rosenberg was like, all those dudes around him, I've never seen those dudes around with him before. And I remember thinking like, wow, that is quite the indictment of a person. But then also it's like, realistically, if you're a rapper and you've been rapping for 20 years, what are the odds that your OG homies are still going to want to roll with you?
Yeah, people get kids.
They're going to have kids. They're going to get a job at the iron mill or whatever, you know? And actually, more realistic for this day and age, like the Amazon processing center. Yeah.
Shit, yeah, man, it's crazy. It's crazy game, and it's like I never thought I was gonna be a rapper, which is why it's so interesting to just like even have these thoughts now. So
yeah, I mean, I definitely think you're the kind of person that's going to be able to take any kind of negative energy. Like you can imagine a lot of rappers taking this as a wholly negative experience, but then when I think of as soon as it happened, and I was thinking about it, I was like, Dax will be all right. He'll be able to spin this in a good way.
Yeah, this is fine. You know what I mean? It's always good for me because like you said, it just is me. So it's like, you know, I'm not gonna take it. And my mom did it. She said, let's pray for it. Let's pray for him. So I'm happy. If she's happy, I'm happy.
And you're already like just showing it in a positive light, in the sense that, I mean, we don't think about it that often, but like I remember being a 13, 14-year-old kid and getting into fights on the way to school, that kind of shit. And you can only imagine how much more intense it is in like real urban environments where dudes are kids getting beat up, getting threatened on the way to school, whatever. And so I think that, you know, that video was kind of good just in the sense that it shows kids that you don't have to act like a Superman to
exactly, man,
to be a man.
Especially for young black men out there, man. It's like they like, I'm not gonna say like even like the black community does it to our own black men too, but like they want us to just act a certain way, you know, never back down type bullshit. When it's like, nah, man, sometimes you just gotta chill and make the right decision. That's all it is, man. It's not a knock on your character. It doesn't mean you lesser of a man. You just and people can't like. People got to know this is the type of nigga Dax is. I made a song called She Cheated Again where I opened up about this shit I'm doing. I have no problem with like breathing and being like, what the fuck should I do here? Okay, this is what I'm going to do. Bet.
You're a strategist.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So like it's not, and it doesn't make me any more or less of a man. If anything, I think it makes me more of a man, honestly. And I think the response, the majority of the response sort of agrees with that. You know, you see a lot of people reaching out and stuff. You know, I've had some crazy people just reaching out that I was like, wow, I never thought I'd even talk to you.
Really?
Yeah, man.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Nah, I think ultimately, at the end of the day, you'll end up looking at it as like a positive moment in your career. Like a lot more people found out about me at that moment.
Oh,
and
yeah.
That's worth it at the end of the day, you know?
Yeah, man. We're all just having fun out here, man.
Definitely.
Right.
All right. Dax. Much love, bro.
Me,
appreciate you coming through.
My hand's fucked up.
Wow. Oh, shit. Okay. Yeah. Sorry about that.
Yeah, it's all good.
Oh, damn. You got a big ass Band-Aid and shit.
Yeah.
All right.
One for the team.
for the internet. All right. I appreciate you, man.
Oh, hell yeah.
Thank you. Everybody go listen to Dax and listen to No Jumper. Subscribe, comment, like, etc. Appreciate y'all.